Round 2 GDFL Matchday Live action this afternoon. Thomson and Anakie, the umpires this afternoon. Eric?
Central's Rod McKenzie and Jack Berbers. On boundary, McCallum and Volanti. And in goals, Hilda and Scott.
Start of the first term, and they get it through Cuttajar from the middle. Anakie go deep in towards 50 metres, and it's going to be out of bounds on the 50-metre line, southern side of the ground. Commentary box side. You boys better get over the fence, or else you're going to be in strife. So a boundary thrown. Your fans, Welshie, geez, they come a long way, don't they? From the ruck contest, handball came out quickly. That came from Habib, the coach this season for Anakie. High kick from the boundary line, going long towards the goals, and I think it might be pushed through for a rush behind. It is to Anakie. So they go to one behind, and they lead Thomson yet to score. We've only been playing 40 seconds, so they moved it pretty quickly, Laurie, from the middle.
Yes, it certainly did, yes. They got it out there and straight down. That's the way to go with this bit of a wind assistance.
So Sabali Armstrong kicking from the goal square, whistled by the umpire, goes straight down the centre of the ground. Beautiful kick, finds Tim Gardner. Over the top to Christian Highland by hand. He's back into the middle. Good interception there, tried by Anakie, but the handball comes back to Coley for Thomson. Kicks it into the running pass there of Nick Maharis. He's got two to beat, does well. Shovels the ball out to his teammate there in Hood. New player this year for Thomson. It's in the full forward area, but, well, Hood again. Smothers the kick, handball to the call, and that was to Dean Oakley, was it not? A left foot snap from him. It's offline. Behind to Thomson. They're one behind. Anakie one behind Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, and Thomson looked pretty good going into the Bruise there, Laurie.
Yeah, they were sharing it around too, Eric, which is a good sign, and they were queuing up to try and get it, but there was a bit of strength there from Anakie, so they'll be pleased with that.
Bissett to do the kicking in from full-back for the Roos. Tate giving him a lead towards the half-back flank. He elects to go a bit further afield, looking for the smallest man on the ground, Miller, who pushed his opponent in the back, and it might be advantage play on. It is, and I think that might be McLeod who's got it at half forward. Scrubby looking kick towards full forward. Now that's a good one for you. Mapapalangi, that'll be good for you, Eric, this afternoon. He tries to get it away from the back pocket. The umpire will throw it in the left forward pocket for Thomson, attacking the western end in the first term.
Interesting, the free kick was to Troy Feldman, the advantage paid, so Troy already having an impact on the game up forward.
Boundary throw in. And Anakie goes up in the ruck contest in the end. Handball back towards Feldman. Left foot kick off a step towards full forward over the head of Anderson. And through for one behind to the assistant coach this season at Thomson. They go to two behind as they lead Anakie one behind. And that is on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 2.5 minutes played.
So Daryl Bissett to do the kicking in. Interesting, playing in the first quarter at full back. And I think Anderson will be interesting there. But Bissett goes for the short kick. Finds a teammate there in Phil Gavin on half-back flank. He chips the ball forward, but intercepting again. Troy Feldman playing well down the ground. The lead was from Anderson at full forward, and a lovely left foot pass from Troy Feldman. So again, Feldman is having an impact on the game. And Anderson, who had a lot of trouble last year, Laurie, keeping the hamstring sound, but looked good last Sunday, and he's starting well again today.
Well, I hope he can stand up, Eric. He looked really good last year, and I think the game we saw, I think it was Belmont Lions, he kicked 3 or 4 quick ones and then did a hammy, and just hope he can get a good season in.
So Anderson, 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, moves in. Right footer. He's starting it right of the goal post, and it's staying there, unfortunately. So another behind to Thomson. They've got 3. Anakie have got 1 on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 4 minutes gone.
So Bissett to do the kicking in again. It's starting ominously Welshie with possession, aren't they?
Oh, yes, for sure. They're moving the ball up the forward line very well. And as Eric said, Troy Feldman, he's had a lot of influence on the game already.
So Bissett to kick in from fullback again. And he's going to look short and close to the boundary line. Now he does look short towards Chris Moore. Takes the mark in the left back pocket. Just holds up play. Now a kick long towards half back. Feldman from behind goes up. Oh, he's got his hands to it. Oakley did as well. Probably spoiled his own teammate there. Clear and kick away towards centre wing. Aitchison leads in the race of the footy. Leaves it behind. Surrounded now. Good handball though on the end of Gardner. Breaks a couple of tackles. Now he turns it back towards the middle. Armstrong's there. Takes the mark and plays on. Handballs it back towards Stein. Running off half back. Goes out wide towards centre wing. Looking for Nick Maharis to sit over the back. But no mark taken. Fitzsimmons in front here pretty well. Got away from a couple. Left foot kick around the corner. Got a couple of teammates there. Morefoot was one. Handball. was not pretty, but he got it back himself in the end, and they're now being able to move it through Grenfell. He gets it away to Morford again. Handball over the top towards Vassalou, off a step, 40 metres out, and he's missed. And through for 1 behind, so Anakie 2 behinds, and Thomson 3 behinds. That's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, and we've been playing 5 minutes.
Laura, there's probably as much pressure out there now as there was first time last week out at Bannockburn, and that's interesting to see 4 teams applying pressure early.
Yeah, well, it is, Eric. It just shows where the football and the GDFL's gone. It's gone up a little bit of a step, I think, this year, and it's good to see that they're able to do that, and the tackling and
Well, the kick in, a replication of the first point, because it's gone Armstrong to Gardner in the middle, handball to Highland, and the ball back in the middle of the ground. Picked up by Hood of Thomson. Chips it forward. On his own there is Troy Feldman once again. He's a bit of a handful for Darryl Bissett. He's tipped it further forward. And Worry, the recruit from Fitzroy, he might have almost got a 50-metre penalty there given to him, but umpire didn't see it that way. So Worry almost on the 50-metre arc, probably the wrong side of the ground for a right footer, but I'm told he's got wonderful skills, this guy, and we'll have a look at his kicking ability now. Certainly lining up to have a shot, and a very difficult shot from there. So Marty Worry with the football for Thomson, moves in, right footer, good approach over the footy. Gee, I tell you what, looked all right kicking it, but I don't think he's got it on line. He's gone right of the big post. So another behind, yet to have a goal in the game. 4 behinds Thomson, 2 behinds Anakie. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 6.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, it looked a good kick off the boot, Eric, but I think it was going to be pretty difficult to kick a goal from there, particularly with the way the wind is at this point of time.
And the reps while she on Worry, very good skills.
Yes, he kicked that one very well, and
So is that a good kick?
So the ball through the middle. Now Nick Maharis is trying to pick it up. Got a push in the back. No free kick. And they might be able to break free. Anakie. Oh, Gardner put on a bit of a tackle. Was it a push in the back? No, it was holding the ball. And advantage not going to be paid at half back. It's going to be Tim Gardner with the free kick. Handballs it off to Stein. Sabali Armstrong running through centre half back. Now he goes towards half forward. 2-on-1. Worry. Cummins is there. Push, said the umpire, against Craig Cummins. And Worry will take the free kick at half forward. He's got Armstrong short leading for him, but he goes in towards the pocket. The lead on from Maharis. That's Troy, close to the boundary line. In fact, out. Couldn't keep it in for Todd McLeod, and it will be a boundary throw-in. About 45, 50 metres around from the Thomson goal, attacking the western end in the first term. Throw-in now. Tate to take it out of the ruck and gets tackled. Loses the football, needs some support. Thomson through the middle. And can they break free? No, they can't. Tackle put on Hood there, and it will be another boundary throw-in. A little bit closer this time to the Thomson goal. They lead 4 points to 2. Troy Maharis in the ruck towards Tate, gets it down to Miller. Kick off a step, goes towards Habib, and he takes the mark on centre wing. The coach of Anakie this season goes to the right foot towards half forward. A couple of long leads, and no mark taken by Vassalou. Had some support there also from Morfoot, but it's out off a knee or a shin, and out of bounds at half forward for the Roos. So the ruckman moved down there to do the work. Yates gets it down to the side. Oh, from mid-air to kick from Cuttajar, but it ricochets towards Miller. Now Highland breaks free to McLeod on centre wing. Got Armstrong running past, gives it to him. Good pick up by Armstrong. Off a step with the right foot, 55-metre kick. Anderson hanging on to Chris Moore there. No free kick. Worry roves the pack, gives it away to Hood off a step. Now the ball, Craig Cummins runs back with a fly to the footy, but he can't stop the goal. And Brent Hood has put the first major on the board for Thomson and for the game. They go to 1-4-10, the Tigers. They lead the Roos 2 behinds on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, and we have been playing 9 minutes in the first term.
Well, Hood was conspicuous last week on Sunday, Laurie, around the half-forward pocket area, kicked a couple of 3 goals, and he just showed his worth there. They've recruited him as a small goal kicker, and gee, that's a good effort.
Yeah, a bit of skill there. It was a nice hand pass too off by Worry as well, and he was in the right spot. Nice disposal with the hand, and round the corner and a nice goal just to finish it off.
Welshie, you right there? Can we hear you now?
Yeah, I'm on the karaoke mic now.
There we go. Back in the middle, and Oakley from the ruck contest tried to get it down himself. Needs some support in there over the top. Tate, his opposite number, got a high tackle. Should get a free kick. Cuttajar to play the advantage. Does so. Runs through the middle. Right down towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Vasilu Aitchison. Fresh air shot with a handball. Needs some support. Pack develops at half forward for Anakie. And the umpire may have to come in and bounce the ball. And he'll do so now. So just inside 50 metres for the Roos.
It is noticeable this year, Paul, the umpires are giving players a chance to get the footy out from the scrums, and that's good for footy.
Yeah, certainly early in the day it is, Eric, but I don't think it's very good when the players start to tire and get frustrated.
From the ruck contest, Habib runs into a bit of a tackle and couldn't get free, so it will be a ball up once again, this time about 35 metres out from the Anakie goal, so still deep into attack. It'll be Purvis to do the ruck work for Anakie up against Yates, who stands there. Purvis to come from the side, comes in, doesn't get the effective tap. Aitchison wrapped up by Morefoot, not going anywhere, and umpire McKenzie will come in and ball it up again.
Laurie, the inclusion of Yates at centre half back, a bigger guy for Thomson, allowing Aitchison to run off half back. It's a luxury.
Oh, it certainly is, Eric. He gets that number 2 player down there, doesn't he? And if he's on a number 2 player, he's going to play pretty well, I'd imagine.
So from the ruck contest, Highland tried to handball it over the top to Tim Gardner running, but the ball was out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Still about 35 metres around from the Anakie goal. They trailed 2 behinds. Thomson 1-4-10. We've been playing 11 minutes in the first term. Matchday live this afternoon at Godfrey Street between Thomson and Anakie. Boundary throw-in, Purvis, Yates from behind, gets it down, only to the side of the pack. Oh, had it and lost it there was Nash. Now a handball from Gardner, back to Highland. Ooh, just got around at half-back and short towards Stein on the point of the centre square. Gets it away by hand to McLeod. Oh, he tried to use his pace, but Tate got him, and he lost the footy. Miller around the corner looking for Cuttajar. Oh, hits him in the head as he tries to grab the footy, and it's out of bounds off his head.
That name probably synonymous with soccer, and that's the way he played it.
So a boundary thrown in between wing and half-forward.
Boundary umpire with the footy. Brings it back into play. Big pack of players in front of the change rooms. Oakley worked his way to the front, but Tate got the ball. Handball to Habib. Good tackle there by McLeod. Well, it's pretty hard and tough in there. Habib gets it. Handball to advantage for Anakie. Picked up by Cuttajar. Runs goalwards. Puts it on the boot. It's not a bad-looking kick. It's coming back with the breeze. And that's the first goal for the Anakie side to Robert Cuttajar. 1-8 Anakie. They trail Thomson at 1-4-10. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 12 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, that was an important goal. That it was a nice kick as well, but I was just about to say to Welshie, I think they were playing far too much on this side of the ground, the Anakie side, but they got that one into the middle, and that was a nice goal. But they've gone forward. Thompson's defence seems to be holding up, and Anakie's forward line just seems to be struggling just a tad at the moment, I feel.
Yeah, Cuttajar's had plenty of the ball too, and he impresses me in around the centre of the ground too. He's got a couple of centre breaks out, and they'll be looking for him to keep that up all day.
So back to the middle. Oakley up against Tate. Umpire Vervis throws the ball in the air. Tate got it down. Free kick though, and it's against Thomson. And it will be Tate's free kick.
Couldn't quite see that.
No.
You're a ruckman, was he?
No, in fact, no. It
was hanging on.
Oh, beg your pardon.
So it's not Tate's
not the
free.
ruckman.
It'll be a free kick in the middle that goes to Habib, and it came from Doug Bagija. Say that with a mouthful of marbles. He goes laterally on the wing to Cuttajar. Now he goes with a terrible kick towards centre half forward. Sets a task for Purvis, the big man, loses it. Turnover. McLeod, handball to Oakley, got through. Now he gives it to O'Connor. He can go wider to Armstrong. Has to get up and pick it up again like a basketballer. Does so with a right foot kick long towards Warry, who's got the sit in front and got one high anyway for his measure. And we'll take the mark and/or free
and
kick
50.
inside 50. And no, just the mark to Marty Warry. So we'll be kicking from just inside 50 on the right half forward flank. So just kick one behind so far this afternoon. Marty Warry from the boundary line. This time the angle a little bit better for him. And he'll come in with Schulte standing the mark. He comes in now. No trouble with distance, but accuracy once again off to the left-hand side and through for one behind. So that's his second. They go to 1-5-11 Thomson. They lead Anakie 1-8. And that is on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 14.5 minutes played.
Bit of a worry, Laurie, for oppositions with Sabali Armstrong. It looks like Warry as good a kick as Armstrong.
Yeah, that's right. Sabali was in the position to take the handball, which he would have got last year when he had been there. I think he would have dogged that. But
well, from the kick out, Mapapalangi has taken the mark on half-back. He's looked for his coach further afield, and Habib diving forward takes the mark between half-back flank and centre wing in front of the social club here at Thomson. Kicks the ball high. Big pack of players in front of our broadcast position. The crumb is to Feldman. Call gets from behind for Stein, but kicked off the ground for Anakie. Oakley butters up, picks the ball up. Well shepherded there by Stein once again. He's gone right across the ground. It's Maharis. Nick picks it up on the run. Finds Gardner on centre wing. Beautiful pass. He's free. He's got Armstrong running in the middle. He's chipped it that way. The ball bounces kindly for Yates for Thomson. He gets it further forward. Hood chases there, getting some assistance from Gardner. Gardner eventually picks it up, turns around, all the time in the world, touches the ball on the ground, handball back to McLeod. Now McLeod runs inside 50, goes goalwards, puts it on the boot, but it also is offline. So they're blazing away a little bit, the Thomson side, and it's 1 goal, 6-12 to Anakie 1-2-8. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, nearly 16 minutes gone.
Todd McLeod had a fair bit of the footy this quarter too, so that's a good sign for them.
Bissett to kick in, goes to the outer side, half-back flank, great kick, finds Rob Cuttajar, 55 metres out, hits him on the chest. High kick towards centre wing, sets a bit of a task for his teammates. Now the numbers with Thomson, goes through Stein's legs, he's got some support though, Oakley's there. Not bad to have your ruckman who picks it up like a rover. Handball back to Aitchison at defensive 50. Goes to Highland in the middle. He takes the mark. So just settling things down, Christian Highland. Goes short towards Armstrong and Yates. He does so, still in the centre of the ground. Yates takes the mark. He goes with the left foot out wide to Todd McLeod, the player that was spoken about by Laurie. Now he goes towards Sabali Armstrong. Cut off though. But he'll get it back at half forward. Handball over the top to Coley. Mapapalangi coming at him. He handballs though to Highland. Off a step, turns around, kicks the goal.
Goal, great goal.
And Christian Highland has put his first on the board, the second for Thomson. And it's a bit of a training run down the middle of the ground then. And they go to 2-6-18. They lead Anakie 1-2-8, and that's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 17 minutes played.
Well, Sabali Armstrong hasn't got a disease or something. They don't seem to want to run near him.
Yeah, he seems to find the open spaces very well, Savali, and when you give him the ball, he can thump at 60 metres, but all the players involved then are all Thomson top-line players, from the back line forward, and for them to get plenty of the ball, Anakie going to have a long afternoon, I think.
Yes, certainly.
And they were running numbers too, Paul. They're 3 or 4 around the footy all the time. They've got someone to share it with and support. So it's a good sign for Thomson early in the game.
So back in the middle, Oakley and Tate about to do battle once again. Umpire Vervis to put the ball in the air, which he now does. Goes up, Oakley, beaten on that occasion by Tate. Ball comes to ground. Timmy Gardner runs hard at it. Can't get the footy, unfortunately. Comes to Coley. Handball on the ground, over the top to Gardner. There's Armstrong again, running off half-back. Picks it up outside 50, goes towards the full forward position. Has come to the back of the pack. Troy Maharis picks it up, hooks it back on the right foot, and has hit the post. Had more time, I think, than he realised on that occasion. But it's a behind to Troy Maharis and to Thomson. 2-7-19. They lead Anakie 1-2-8, and that's on the Victory Trophy scoreboard. 18 minutes gone, first quarter.
Do they count Kiggins' possessions, Laurie? Because Bissow's had 7. He's doing all right. He's testing out the boot anyway, Daryl Bissett. He'll kick from full-back once again.
But if he's kicking in and playing on
Troy
Feldman, he's got a bit of a job in front of him, hasn't he?
Well, at least he'll get a kick, won't he?
So he goes straight down the middle, and it's a good kick too. And he finds his teammate there in Henley. He goes to the outer side centre wing. Oakley got his name written on it, but in the end it wasn't too bad play for the Anakie side. They had 2-on-1 and they can break through Schultz, goes towards centre half forward, but Aitchison runs across, takes the mark, gives it away to Stein, runs through defensive 50, goes to the outer side centre wing again. O'Connor gets a good shepherd from Oakley, takes the mark. Handballs over the top to Gardner, has to run back with a fly to the footy. And gets hammered, but gets away. Timmy Gardner and chips the ball, if you don't mind, to the leading Peter Anderson at 50, and that is why he's a 2-time Whitley medalist, Paul Welsh.
Oh, that's unbelievable strength there just to hold his feet with the player coming full pelt behind him, and Timmy was standing virtually still and just shrugged the tackle and delivered the ball down forward.
So Peter Anderson, who's kicked 1 goal.
I've seen one players carted off in a stretcher from a thump like that.
Anderson, who's kicked 1 behind, will line up for his first goal, and the third for Thomson. He comes in now, kicking just inside 50. Keeps it low and has put it through. And some slack play from the Anakie defence there, I think. They were leading there Didn't really have anybody back in the square. They were with their men who were just outside. Oh, well, no, it's been touched off the boot possibly because it is.
No, it's touched in the square. I think the field umpire's given the decision.
So 2 behinds to Peter Anderson. And they go to 2-8-20, Thomson. And they lead Anakie 1-2-8. Victor Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 20 minutes played.
So Bissett, kick to himself, has a bounce and runs down the ground. Well, I was going to say not a great kick, but Bagija takes the mark on half-back flank. Looking on the centre wing, he's got, it's all Anakie here, picked up by Dover. Turns down on the right foot, looking for Henley, running to the lead. But, well, he does well. Henley gets Sabali Armstrong out of the way. Handball over the top, looking for a teammate there who can't pick it up. And it's off hands over the boundary line. So it's, in fact, it's a rush behind to Anakie. They now go to 1-3-9. They trail Thomson 2-8-20. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. So from the kick in, very quickly back to the middle of the ground. O'Coley takes the mark comfortably, right in the centre circle. Looks to move it forward again. Kicks long. Going towards Anderson at full forward. He's pulled to the ground, is he?
Yes.
Yes, it's going to the man in front. And good decision by the umpire because he was being played very, very tightly there. And Anderson, similar position to where he's just kicked the behind. He got the distance okay with a very, very low trajectory. Allowed it to be touched basically on the line. So we've got Peter Anderson. Now with the footy, he's gone back outside the 50-metre arc, taking the long run in. Now the umpire gives the okay for things to continue. So Anderson now decides to move in. We'll have a shot on goal on the right foot. Much better looking kick. It's drifting across with a breeze, but I think the goal umpire is going to be pretty happy with it. He is. So now we have Peter Anderson kicking his first goal. He's kicked Thomson's third. They go to 3-8-26. They lead Anakie 1-3-9. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, almost 22 minutes gone.
Just was that passage of play there. You've seen Anakie go forward, and just their skill level, they missed a couple of targets, and then you see the exact opposite when Thomson brought it from the back line forward. They didn't miss a target, and it resulted in a goal.
It's interesting there, Laurie. I see Henley taking Sabali Armstrong well back into the forward line, perhaps stopping him running off that opening bounce.
Well, it's probably a smart move. I was actually going to say that before. I thought the Anakie forwards were drifting too far up the ground to try and get a kick, and rather than stay back, it keeps those blokes back a little bit.
Back in the middle, Oakley got it down, but only as far as Morefoot. He's wrapped up, and it will be a secondary bounce. Chris Watts has replaced Tate in the ruck for Anakie. He'll do the ruck work against Oakley. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Oakley goes up, gets it back towards Gardner. Habib off the centre square, goes towards Miller with hand. Aitchison wraps him up, got it away though to Kadajar. Off a couple of steps, gives it straight to Andrew Yates, who says thanks very much, runs across half back and switches play beautifully towards Nick Maharis. He's got a Coley in support. He takes the mark in the middle of the ground, chips the ball over the top with great vision to Timmy Gardner. Timmy will run now, handball over the top to Highland. It'll have to sit for Spud, it does. He was going to handball, he might run in and kick his second goal. He's missed it. 3 for 1 behind, 1 goal 1. His personal tally. And Thomson go to 3 goals 9-27. They lead Anakie 1-3-9. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, and we've been playing 23 minutes.
So the Anakie, the Thomson build-up's been terrific, hasn't it? They've linked up beautifully, and it's just a matter of just hitting the targets and getting some probably results with goals rather than points.
Now Bissett now called to kick the ball in, kicks long. Feldman, his direct opponent, has taken the mark on half-back flank for Thomson. Mark the kick in now, he's chipped to the lead at half forward. Highland leads forward, can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground at centre half forward for Thomson. Stacks on the mill, so the umpire has called for the ball and will put it in the air once again. 12 shots to 4. Thomson's favourite at the moment. Ball goes down, Oakley comes through, gets the tap down. Picked up there by Cummins for Anakie. Gets the handball away and the ball goes looking for Miller at centre wing. Habib can't take the mark, can't take the footy. And off his knee, the ball goes over the boundary line. So it's out of bounds between wing and half forward for Thomson in front of the Social Club here at the Godfrey Street Reserve. Ball comes in, Oakley tries to tap it back. O'Connor grabs the footy, he's grabbed. Habib picks it up, he's tackled by Timmy Gardner. Umpire calls play on. Now it's Stacks on the mill once again. and the umpire has called for the football. So the ball hasn't progressed very far in the last minute and a half. It's still half forward flank for Thomson. We've been playing 25 minutes as Oakley gets the tap down. O'Connor can't take the footy. Picked up there by Gardner, over the top by Hand, picked up by Hood. Takes his time, kicks it back goalwards, and, well, Troy Maharis did it so very, very easily. Just ran to the footy, took it on his chest, and a very comfortable mark. Not a lot of opposition from the defence there, Laurie, and that'd be a bit of a worry.
No, that's right, Eric. Could have had a fist in there, I think, and it was just a little bit too easy.
So Troy Maharis now, 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, moves in. On the left foot, he's hooked it right across the body, and another behind to the Thomson side. In fact, that's Troy Maharis' second. They go to 3-10-28, Thomson. They lead Anakie 1-3-9. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 25 and a half minutes gone. Well, Darrell's earning his money in his 200s. He's had, what's this, his 10th kick?
So he kicks in now straight down the middle of the ground, falls towards Watts, the ruckman, off a step, he kicked partly smothered. Flux of fortune though, goes to Habib in the middle, left foot kick towards half forward, long lead, Purvis comes out from behind, good punch away too, and that came from Forbes. Now still in the 50-metre arc for Anakie, the pack develops, and there will be a ball up. So Marcus Forbes in a new role as well, in the back line, used to seeing him up forward, but playing deep in defence. Yates and Purvis do the ruck work, both get a hand to it. Still in the middle of the pack, coming through the middle was Stein. You pick it up, handball back towards Forbes. He can't keep it in on this occasion, and it will be a boundary throw in, 40 metres around from the Anakie goal. They trail at the moment, 1-3-9 to 3-10-28. Boundary throw in, Purvis in front, gets it down to the front as well, handball. Falls towards Forbes. It gets through the middle. Short little kick though. Didn't really gain much there. And it's back out of bounds for another throw-in.
Bit better, Anakie putting a bit more pressure on when the ball's in the forward line, Walshy, and that gives them a chance to score, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're creating a 50-50 contest down there, and they've just got to try and score a goal.
Oakley from the ruck contest. Forbes through the middle. Henley had it and lost it. Now gets it back. Forbes has got it and goes along to Nick Maharis, who keeps his eye on the footy and takes the mark, runs free through the middle of the ground. Right foot kick, wobbly, but it might be okay. It is to Feldman, who leads Bissett for the race for the footy. Still inside the centre square at centre half forward. Right foot kick towards Warrie. Cummins works his way to the front and does very well and takes the mark in the last line of defence for the Roos. Now he chips it over the top towards Bagija. Is that Bagija or Bagija? Dougie.
Either one.
Either one. Bagija goes out wide. There's a good kick too. Finds his teammate out there. And that might be Morefoot on centre wing. Goes with the right foot kick towards half forward, but once again chopped off. And Jason Stein, who's had a pretty good opening term, has taken the mark. Handballs it off quickly to Oakley. Off a standing start, chips the ball to Dan O'Connor at half back on the point of the centre square on the outer side. He takes the mark. So Dan O'Connor looking into the sun, looking for some options up forward. Not much on offer at the moment. Feldman gives him a lead towards the middle. He goes in that direction now. Bissett right next to him, punched away. Falls towards Gardner, who runs at it. Gets a Shepherd, runs through, can handball it to Oakley, who calls for it. He gets around. Katajar, handball over the top to Troy Maharis. McLeod comes to Shepherd for him. He's got a kick over his shoulder anyway. Goes towards centre half forward. Goes through three players. At the back is Harris. Handball, he chips it over the top, is okay. And he finds his teammate there in Schulte. Still on centre wing, Mark Schulte. He chips the ball over the top. Sets Habib a bit of a task, and Gardner over the top and bashes it away for a boundary throw-in right in front of our commentary box on centre wing.
Thomson player in the middle. Is that Todd McLeod in the hands of the trainer?
Back up now, Oakley and Watts. Oakley gives a shove. Should be a free kick to Watts, and is for a hold. So on centre wing, Chris Watts for the Roos. Has the footy. Goes to the left boot towards centre half forward. Just pops it up for Purvis. Forbes from behind. Does well. Takes the mark. And we'll try and repel another attack with the left boot. Goes towards the middle of the ground. Long lead, Feldman. Bissett in front. Punch to the front of the pack as well. Yates is there. The big man can handball it out wide. Nick Maharis had to sit and wait a little bit. He did pretty well in the end. Pushed it out wide towards O'Connor by foot at attacking 50. Can get around Chris Moore. Goes on the right foot. brings it back towards the corridor, and it's a great kick. Todd McLeod can nearly turn around and give it to Oakley. He can chip it over the top now, and he does, and he measures the pass, and Dean Oakley takes the mark 20 metres out, slight angle.
He had to stretch a bit there, Dean.
Wouldn't have wanted to be Brent Hood. He would have missed him. So Dean Oakley. And
50 metre.
50 as well. So it will be a goal now for a little bit of an indiscretion by, I think it might have been Brendan Dover at centre-half back against Timmy Gardner.
Timmy Gardner, yeah.
So Dean Oakley will walk into goal and kick his first. So Oakley comes in and kicks it. So that's his first goal. And for Thomson, that is their fourth. And they go to 4-10-34. They lead Anakie 1-3-9. That's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. And we've just ticked over 30 minutes.
Things are looking a bit ominous, I think, for Anakie at the moment, with all Thomson on ballers getting a lot of the ball, and they're just flowing down in numbers through the forward line, and the poor old back line's right under the pump.
Well, one of the things I've noticed, Paul, is the Thomson side are kicking the ball a lot longer than Anakie. Anakie is far too short with the footy, and every time Thomson come forward, their players are able to kick the ball long.
They've got a couple of tools up there that can mark it, though, haven't they?
They certainly have.
Now in the middle, umpire McKenzie puts it up once again. Oakley gets the tap down, a secondary punch for Annie. Gets the ball to half forward. Aitchison goes to meet the footy. Great tackle. Picked up there by Armstrong. Handball over the top to Troy Harris. He's tackled. Umpire gave him very little chance to get rid of it, but free kick holding the ball. And it's gone to the ruckman in Watts. Watts now, left footer. Kicks it high towards centre half forward. Big pack of players there.
Oh.
Good work there by, that looked like Forbes. Just edged an opponent out, so Aitchison able to take the mark very comfortably. The kick has gone wide to centre wing, and stretching just inside the boundary is Nick Maharis, and takes the mark. He's pretty closely attended, chips it back to the middle. Christian Highland there takes the mark. Handball quickly over to Stein, who's running. Takes the ball, kicks it long now from the centre of the ground. There's a hold. It's gone to Warry, and some of these players are getting a fair bit of attention up forward, and Anakie defence are paying the penalty because the umpires are picking them up on and off the ball, and well, it's almost should have been, if the umpire's watching, it was a 50-metre penalty there because the ball was handed to the wrong player. But Warry, an opportunity to get his name on the score, but he's got two behind so far. The man on the mark is 40 metres from the goal, and Warry now moves in. Good looking kick again. I'll tell you what, this one, he might have split the middle this time. He's got the right one. He's been both sides, and now he's kicked his first goal for the Thomson Footy Club. Fifth for Thomson as the siren sounds to end the first quarter, and that will make the first quarter Victory Trophy scoreboard 5-10-40 for Thomson. They lead Anakie 1-3-9.
Goal kickers for Thomson. Singles to Peter Anderson, Christian Highland, Brent Hood, Dean Oakley and Marty Warry. The goal for Anakie coming from Rob Cuttajar. 31 points of difference at quarter time. Thomson 5-10-40. They lead Anakie 1-3-9. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be Paul and Laurie to assess the first quarter, and we'll have the second quarter action of our Matchday live coverage between Thomson and Anakie. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.